Guys, this is your girl Kiki, and I'm coming to you guys with these big jumbo Boho Bohemian Box braids. It's a lot to say, but I think that's what they're called, or I don't know. There's some other names out there as well, but I just know them as Boho Bohemian Box braids. So this style here took me every bit of maybe like 8.5 to 9 hours to complete. This is my first time doing it. They're super duper long. But I love them, even with the little jewels and everything on them. I tried to do the tucking method as well. But if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, stay tuned. It's not a complete how-to video. I'm just showing you guys how you can actually semi-achieve this look here. But make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's get to the video. Stay tuned.
So first, of course, you will need your hair, a comb, scissors, rubber bands, oil of your choice, edge control or Edgewax, and some type of gel. So I am starting out on freshly washed hair. I've completely washed. I didn't shampoo, but I did condition and deep condition. And I blow dry it just a little bit to kind of stretch it a tad bit. Didn't stretch it a whole lot. Then I'll be taking my mango and shea butter ultimate leave-in moisturizer. I'll be going ahead and placing that on my hair to kind of seal in any type of moisture because my hair does get super dry. So I'm putting that all over my hair, starting at the ends and then massaging that through to the roots. And I will add some more on my hands just because that wasn't enough. I needed a little bit more. So I went ahead and, as you see me doing that now, I'm adding more on top. And I'll do the same process. Go ahead and getting that all warmed up and lathered in my hands. And then placing it on the ends and then working it through to my roots. Making sure I get that all over my entire head. Then I'll be taking this little ouchless band that I get from the dollar store, trying to gather up all of my hair to separate it into two sections, a top section and a bottom section, so I can work with. And of course I will straighten up this line. In one of these clips I will be straightening that line up a little bit better. But the top section and bottom section is generally what you're wanting to do. And of course I do not braid this way. This is just kind of so I can get my hair out of my way as of right now. But I do, before I actually complete the back, I end up putting the top and the back together anyway so I can finish. But this is kind of easy for me to, like I said, just get all my hair out of my way. So I'm separating the two sections, and I will be putting that top section first in a little ponytail bun or whatever you want to call it. Now, as you see, that line is super crooked, but it's fine. So I'm putting that top section into a bun, and then I just have my back section. Then I'll get another one of these little bands. But first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start separating. So I'm going to use my little mirror to kind of help me guide and part through the back. And excuse my breakout on my back. As you guys know, or if you don't know, I am a new mother. And so during my whole pregnancy, I broke out pretty bad. And so I'm just hoping that all of that clears up. If you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on what I can use to try and clear up my skin, both my face and my back after pregnancy, I will greatly appreciate if y'all leave that in the comments. But I will be taking my Edgewax here at this point to help me better define my part. to where I can kind of say that I got it into like a semi-straight line. Of course, my parting is still horrible. It's not horrible. I'm getting a little bit better at it. But my parting is bad. It's normally still going to be crooked. Then I take that gel that I did show you guys in the beginning to also assist with kind of parting my hair out. And then also I use that when I'm actually braiding. I put it all the way on the hair so it can kind of slick down a bit. But as you see me using my little mirror here to kind of help me define my parts. And I know it looks like I'm being very rough with my hair, but I'm not. So I am turning this into the rubber band method. So I take my little black rubber bands and I take my Jamaican black castor oil and I lather it in my hand. And I rub the rubber bands around in there just so I can make sure that they're good and moisturized to where it don't break out of my hair. So as you see, that's what I'm doing, just rubbing that in completely before I actually put it in my hair. But being that I'm doing these very jumbo, I felt like the rubber band method would have been a lot easier. And plus, I will not be pulling these rubber bands out of my head. I will be cutting them out. So I'm not worried about any type of breakage at all. As well as I'm not putting them super tight. I'm just putting it to where my parts will at least be straight. And then, my part will be as straight as they can be. And then be able to grip the hair without anything pretty much moving. So at this point, what I'm doing is going about trying to part my hair off to get ready for the box braids. And in the back, I'm starting off with at least 3 braids. So I'm trying to get it as straight as possible. As you see, I'm kind of having a difficult time with the little mirror because normally I just go off a feel, but I'm trying to have you guys see it as well. And so it's kind of difficult. But you're just parting that up, twisting it away so I can kind of get everything coordinated a bit. So as you see, I have my 3 parts here. And I will go ahead and go about doing the same thing with the rest of my hair. And I will come back to show you guys what that looks like. So I have completed all of my twist here. And guys, ignore the towel. Again, I am a new mother, a breastfeeding mother at that. And I had a little accident on my dress. But this is how my twist came out. And so now at this point, what I've done is I'm going ahead starting out with my braids. Out of each one of those packs of hair that I showed you guys in the beginning, I'm going to hold it up again. Each one of those bundles was able to give me 3 braids out of each one. So a total of 12 braids out of each pack. And then this hair, I went about cutting that in half. So it comes whole. I went ahead and I just cut it in half so I can have a bit more. And it was super long. I don't remember the inches, but I will leave that in the description bar. But now I went ahead and I got everything separated. I attempted to try and do the crochet method, However, I don't think I continued this because it was so much hair. It just was not going through the rubber band. So I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and braid this the normal way. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me struggle with this for a while. But yeah, I definitely did not continue this whole method throughout my head. So and we're still struggling at this point. I tried to twist it thinking that it was going to make it better, but still struggling. And again, guys, this is my very first attempt, so I left all my trials and errors in this. And as you see, did not work out. And yeah, I did not continue that method at all. So here we are, almost halfway finished with my head. I'm just showing you guys what it looks like so far. I started playing with some jewels early, but this is how I actually achieved this look. I took out one of my little box braids there that I had, and I detangled my ends a bit off of it to where it wouldn't be as knotty. I went ahead and detangled that completely, combing through. And then I took the Freeze Breeze gel and I lathered that all over my head. Well, all over that strand, per se. From roots all the way down to the ends. Really trying to focus on my ends because that's the part that normally decides to come out of my braids. But as you guys will see, I went ahead and I have my one braid. I separate that with 1/3 piece being smaller than the other half that I have in my hand. I fold it together, and the 1/3 piece, I normally put that together to make it one leg, and then the bigger side I separate my finger through, and I have 3 legs to work with. And being with this rubber band method, I really haven't mastered how to do 3 strands to still hide the rubber band. So I actually have all my hair gathered in one of the legs to where I could still grab a hold of the rubber band to hide it underneath the braid as well. And again, you guys, I was attempting the tuck-in method. I can do this really well on anyone else's hair, but trying to do the tuck-in method on my own was a bit challenging. So then at this point, what I'm doing is the hair that I cut in half, I'm taking a piece of that, which I ran out of pieces, and so I didn't separate any before showing you guys how to do this, but still worked out the same. I split that in half, and I go ahead and I take the other end and I hold it in my mouth to where I don't accidentally braid it in the braid. But then I take the loose end and I go ahead and start attaching that inside my braid. Still trying to do the tuck in a little bit with my natural hair. As you see, it still popped out a bit. I wasn't really paying much attention, but I caught it on the end there. But then I just kept braiding. And then I eventually let that piece go. And then I add another piece. Now, this style is completely up to you guys on exactly how many pieces you want in each braid. I think the max that I put in one of my braids was, I think, 4 or 5. I can't remember. But it's all up to you guys on how thick or how full you want the little curly hair to be. But as I'm going, I'm making sure that I don't braid the other piece that I did first and the piece that's in my mouth, to make sure I do not braid that in the hair. And as you see, once you hold it out, that's how it's supposed to look. I am going in to add another piece now at this point to it. I have this one. I will be splitting this. It looked like it needed to be 3, but I think I ended up making it 2 anyway. Yeah, I definitely made that too. But I went ahead and I did the same thing. Place a piece in my mouth, and I go ahead and add the end piece to it. I went ahead and add all the pieces to my mouth now at this point, because going down to the longer part of the braid, they were starting to try and go into my braid, and I was not going to restart. So just remove the pieces any best way. Most people use a clip, but I just felt like putting it in my mouth was a lot easier for me. As you see. And then I continued to braid down. As you see, I'm taking a piece here. I'm going ahead and I'm separating them on my lap to where I don't think I have to do is just pick up and grab. But I was adding the curly hair to the bottom of the hair as well, to where I can have the curly effect. And you guys will see me do that as well. Alright, so now I'm adding another piece of the braid in here there, or the crochet hair, should I say. I'm adding it to the bottom because, again, these braids are super long. So even though it looks like I'm getting towards the end of the braid, I will be adding more hair to it. Now at this point, as you see, I'm adding the curly hair to one leg of the braid that I have left there. I'm just adding the braid to my mouth just because it was so long and I wanted my braid to still be tight. And then I was taking another piece and adding it to the other leg, as you see the shorter leg there. Then I will take a third piece and do the same thing for that third leg. But once I get a little further down, because it still had some hair with it. Now as you see, going ahead and adding that. And I just continue to braid down to my desired length. And I'll show you guys how I seal it off. And as you see, guys, I have this entire video in regular speed so you guys can see everything. And again, because it's not a complete tutorial, but as you see now, what I'm doing is I just took a very small piece of the curly hair at the bottom and I'm wrapping it around to create a knot. Now, other people do use like nail glue, or you can use hair glue, or you can burn it. But I just felt like doing the little knots here were easy. Now I'm just cleaning up my braid with the little flyaway pieces that may have been exposed or poking out from the actual crochet hair that I added. But I am showing you this again once you get your braids started attached here. And as you see, my hair wants to be just a little aggy. I was going about braiding again. I have the little piece in my mouth and I am braiding. Until I'm ready to add another piece. And again, this look is completely what you desire. And As you see, my hair poked out at the end there, but it's okay. Again, it's very difficult for me to try and tuck my natural hair on my own head. I can do this perfectly on someone else, but my hair is just, I could not figure it out. But you guys, I continue to braid and braid and braid, and then I eventually do add another piece again to the braid. And here you see me adding another piece. And just continue to braid. And as you see at this point, I am adding a piece to the bottom there. And I'm struggling just a bit, because now I'm at the bottom of the braid. So it's very long, but now I'm still going in, adding another piece. And I'll actually repeat the same step. Once I've gotten that piece added, then I will go about adding my 3 pieces to each leg. And here I go, adding it to the first leg here. Then I'm adding it to the second leg. Then I'm getting another piece to go ahead and separate and add to my third leg. But I do hope that you guys love this video. Please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This look took me a while, first attempt, but I really, really, really hope you guys enjoy it. Leave me any comments down below. Anything that I forgot to mention will be in the description bar about how many packs I used and all of that. All of that will be left in the description bar, so just check that out if you still have any questions. Anything else that I may not have mentioned or said in this video, guys, please, please, please leave me a comment and I will respond to each one of you guys in regards to it. But I'm finishing this braid up here, going ahead and knotting that off. As always, love you beauties. Please like, comment, subscribe, and